They have their new manager. Hey guys, welcome back on the channel. 1 Hour Sports here, as always, to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today, guys, many things to discuss. From Chelsea, here we go for the manager. But not only, here we go also for Paris Saint-Germain, Santing or Rodrygo Gauche, and much more. Let's jump into it together. And so guys, let me start today's video by mentioning some here we go because it's been a move day with many things around Europe. And let me start with an exclusive news on Timo Werner, who is staying at Tottenham and will be Tottenham's first signing for the summer transfer window because the deal is done. It's signed from what I'm hearing, so the official statement will come soon. Maybe while you're watching this video will be already official or maybe on Wednesday, but the agreement is there between Tottenham and Red Bull Leipzig for Timo Werner to stay at the club. Tottenham will not trigger the buy option, 16 million euros included into the loan deal they agreed in January. So it's going to be a new deal, and it's going to be a new loan for Timo Werner, who is staying at Tottenham on loan, starting from now till July 2025. So one more season, also with Tottenham taking care of his salary. So Tottenham will pay the salary of Timo Werner, and then they will have a buy option again in the summer 2025 for 16 million euros. Timo Werner already said yes. He had a conversation with Ange Postecoglou, really excited and open, staying at Tottenham and doing great things for the future. And so Timo Werner will be Tottenham's first signing. But of course, guys, let me clarify that Tottenham are still looking at options in that position. Could be a new winger with Bryan Gil expected to leave the club, and also could be a new striker based on what Tottenham will decide to do. But there will be still movement in offensive positions for Tottenham. And so Timo Werner is staying at the club. And here we go is also important and big. Here we go for Chelsea because they have their new manager, Enzo Maresca. Fellas, I told you yesterday, don't care too much about the stories of Enzo Maresca. Maybe wanting to stay at Leicester, continuing his career there, because we had some kind of stories in the last 48 hours. But Enzo Maresca always wanted to go to Chelsea. As I told you yesterday night in the video, it's going to happen, and now it's done. Enzo Maresca can be considered new Chelsea manager. Total agreement between Enzo Maresca and Chelsea on the contract, despite starting the conversations over a 3-year deal or maybe 2 years with an option. So everything was around 3 years between Maresca and Chelsea over the weekend, and now they have agreed on a 5-year contract. So Enzo Maresca will sign a contract valid until June 2029, 5 years at Chelsea, but also with an option to extend until June 2030. So potentially a 6-year deal for Enzo Maresca at Chelsea. This is showing the excitement of Chelsea for Enzo Maresca. The conversations they had over the weekend were super positive. Then the board of Chelsea decided to fly to Marbella to meet with Enzo Maresca face-to-face. But talks were really positive. They believe he's a very talented coach. They like his ideas. They believe his obsession with possession to control the game, a dynamic manager, a modern manager, a young manager. All the skills I told you last week when Chelsea were discussing internally about the possibility to find Mauricio Pochettino. They wanted that kind of coach. And here he is, Enzo Maresca. A 5-year contract, also 5 million euros is going to be his salary at Chelsea, with some add-ons, and also there is the staff, but around 5 million per season to Enzo Maresca. So the agreement with the manager is done. And then fellas, important to mention also on Enzo Maresca that now Chelsea and Leicester are closing in on the agreement for the compensation fee. Our information is that Chelsea will pay the compensation fee expected by Leicester, £8 million. So we are around 10 million euros for Enzo Maresca, something also to pay for the staff. So they're finalizing these kind of details and then everything will be signed. Enzo Maresca will be new Chelsea manager. And as I told you fellas, remember that will be a busy summer because 5 is not only the contract years for Enzo Maresca, but also could be 5 signings in the summer for Chelsea, maybe less, maybe more. We will see based on what they will decide with the new manager. But for sure, Chelsea are looking at goalkeepers, looking at centre-backs. Could be 1, could be 2. We will see the movement around Chalobah in the summer transfer window. Chelsea are also looking at other positions, including a centre striker for sure, and also wingers. So Chelsea will be busy in several positions and keep an eye on new signings with Enzo Maresca now involved in the discussion with the board. And remember that Chelsea already completed a fantastic signing for the future. Here we go in this case. Esteval Willian from Palmeiras, who is joining Chelsea in 2025. Everything is being reviewed and signed with Palmeiras. So busy days at Chelsea, but busy days around Europe, because also Paris Saint-Germain have Here We Go Now, and it's for a new goalkeeper who will compete with Gigi Donnarumma for the first goalkeeper position. Of course, Donnarumma remains a really important goalkeeper and crucial player for PSG. But meanwhile, they have signed Safonov, this Russian goalkeeper from Krasnodar. Agreement done for 20 million euros. Add-ons included. Luis Campos was working on this deal for some time, months, and now the agreement is completed between PSG and Safonov. 5-year contract. Medical test also completed. And now it's time for Safonov to sign the contract as new Paris Saint-Germain player. So new goalkeeper for PSG. A really important move. They were looking for that position to cover in the summer. PSG will also be busy in the next days to replace Kylian Mbappe. We will see what they will do, whether they want to go for a winger, whether they want to go for a centre striker. So there are some things to discuss internally with Paris Saint-Germain. For sure, they like Keisha Kvaratskhelia. It's really appreciated, but the intention of Napoli remains to keep the player at the club. So PSG are looking at several options. Let's see what's going to happen with that position. And then guys, I also wanted to mention in terms of other things happening, that Wednesday is going to be Hansi Flick day for Barcelona. He's already in the city ready to sign the contract on Wednesday. 2-year deal. So Hansi Flick can be considered new Barcelona manager. Meanwhile, Barca have agreed also terms of Xavi Hernandez's exit. So Xavi will not receive his full salary for the season, the upcoming season he had on his contract. But Xavi will only receive 2.5 million euros, the money he paid to Al Sadd to join Barcelona years ago, receive that money back. And then he will let Barcelona use the money of his salary for what they need. So again, superclass act by Xavi, his staff will be paid as they deserve. And so this is the agreement between Barcelona and Xavi. Hansi Flick is signing tomorrow. Vincent Kompany is signing really soon as new Bayern manager. Everything is done. Also in this case, let me clarify something on Real Madrid side before the Champions League final on Rodrygo Gomez. Because today there was an interview around from Rodrygo. Someone was looking into his words. Like he said, something like we never know what happens in the future or something like that. No, fellas, I was checking about that. And I can guarantee that Rodrygo himself, his camp, all the people close to the player are only pointing to one direction. Rodrygo has no intention at all to leave Real Madrid. Rodrygo wants to stay. Rodrygo plans to stay. Rodrygo is only thinking about Real Madrid. He loves Real Madrid project. Also, people close to the player believe that Real Madrid project is absolutely the best in the world, also including new signings for next season. So there is absolutely no panic on Rodrygo's side, no intention to leave, to create any problem to the club. Rodrygo is only focused on Real Madrid. The message is really clear, and so nothing is happening there. Forget about Rodrygo being a topic for the summer transfer window. The player extended his contract already at the end of last year, 2023. It was a long-term contract with an important salary, but also Rodrygo is happy in general at Real Madrid, so they are not planning to change that. There is Endrick is joining Real Madrid in the summer transfer window from Palmeiras, and this remains something that Real Madrid want to make it happen, so forget about loan to Palmeiras or something like that. Endrick is a crucial part of Real Madrid project. Arda Güler is developing. Kylian Mbappe, we will be on it in the next days. So everything is going to the plan for Real Madrid. But Rodrygo Goes is absolutely not planning to leave. And also, despite all the rumors we always have about him, interest will always be there. But the player is fully focused on Real Madrid. And Real Madrid, from what I'm hearing, are also very happy with Rodrygo Goes. And so fellas, let me know your thoughts on all these stories. Starting from the here we go for Enzo Maresca. How do you see him as new Chelsea manager? But also Rodrygo Goes, what's your feeling on Real Madrid player? Also something to say fellas, Safonov off to Paris Saint-Germain. What's your opinion on that one? Let me know here in comments. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel,